Hello everyone, I'm finally public and I'm going live on my phone because I can't seem to get the computer and all the technology stuff to work. So here we go. I'm super excited to be here right now. So if you are finding me either on the Facebook group or on my Facebook wall, yay, tell me hello, tell me hashtag replay or hashtag live if you're watching me live right now, so I can see your smiling comments and your faces, and I can just imagine it as if you were here with me. I was having some trouble, so thank you technology-wise. So thank you so much for sticking with me, and thank you that you're here. Okay, I see Renee, you are hopping on, and tell me hello if you can hear me okay, and then I'll get started. You guys, I just want to say welcome back, first of all. I am so proud of you. Whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, I cannot say how much you should be proud of yourself as well. I'm proud of you because you're showing up for yourself again today. And here's what happens every single time that we keep, yay, thanks Renee. Here's what happens. So every single time that we keep a commitment to ourselves, what's going on, like just by you showing up live here, or even doing your homework, right? You're saying you're going to journal, you're going to do the assignment, or when you start swapping out one little small habit at a time, whether it's a mental, like it's a mental shift, you start, reframing your thoughts. Every single time you do that, you start building self-trust. And we want like if you're a woman of faith and you're believing, like for me, for example, I trust fully that God's ways are higher than my ways, right? And his thoughts are higher than my thoughts. But what ends up happening is when we can actually keep a commitment to ourselves and we show up for the things that we said we're going to do, right? Then what we also begin to do is we begin to align ourselves with God's ways, which are higher than ours, because he wants us to be able to learn how to tell our brain that, yes, Evelyn's dependable. I can trust her, right? And that's the self-trust that I'm talking about. It's the foundation of confidence. When your brain knows that you can be trusted to follow through on the things that you've said you're going to do, it's going to start spilling into every area of your life. So this is a huge thing that you are showing up today. Every area of your life. And I'm talking about whether you're working outside the home, whether you work from home, whether you run a business, whether you're helping and in ministry, whatever it may be. These are small commitments that ultimately what I talk about is building a rhythm. And when you find that rhythm, meaning that you're aligning your body, you're aligning your mind, you're aligning your home, which we're going to talk about today, that's when the transformation just starts becoming sustainable, right? Because you want to take these habits into the rest of your life, not just like this week, right? Okay, so yesterday, tell me in the comments, okay, I'm getting this. Just comment rhythm if you're starting to feel what I'm talking about, okay? Just like you're starting to understand how all of this is going to fit together. You understand what a rhythm means, when we've already talked about our mind, we've talked about our gut, right? Our body, and how that's important for us to fuel our success, because what it does is it unlocks energy for yourself, where you're managing it properly now, right? And so, and then you start having some clarity. So comment rhythm if you're starting to understand this. Hey, Allison, thanks for finding me. I'm totally having the trouble with technology when it comes to like streaming into my Facebook, however to do it, right? I don't know what's happening, but it wants to go like hide. And I'm like, oh no, okay, no, we're just going to go on my phone. We're just going to run with it. It's not going to be perfect. I don't get to show you everything I wanted to show you because I can't share my screen, but that's okay. That is okay. We're going to do this. Okay. Rhythm. Okay. Yes. We're going to make this happen. Okay. So Today we're talking about the home. Who's excited? Home detox. Comment home detox if you're excited about this today. I am, and I think that's why I'm having so much trouble with Facebook, because here's the truth. Sometimes when you are, actually all the time, have you noticed when you are on the right track, when you're doing what you said you were going to do and showing up to your commitments, when you begin pushing forward towards something that the Lord has called you to do, right? When you're aligning your home, you're aligning your body, you're aligning your mind, like you're doing the push, you're going to make it happen. You're going to have adversity, you're going to have challenges, you're going to have things that pop up out of nowhere, and you're just like, what the world? Whether it be an argument with your spouse, whether it be you can't find your cell phone on the way out, whether it be like, you make a bad food choice that day, whatever it may be, you start seeing those challenges and adversities. You know you're on the right track. You know you're doing the right thing, because every time we go for some change in our lives, we're going to feel that adversity. So today's a good one, you guys. Comment truth if you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, truth. This is hitting home for me. So a cluttered home equals to a cluttered mind. Have you ever thought about that? Cluttered home equals a cluttered mind. When our mind is cluttered, you've heard me say this already. Comment clutter if you can relate with this. You feel like you can't think when your mind is cluttered. You can't think. You can't even go into your closet when things are all cluttered and figure out what you're going to wear for the day. Like, you can't be creative. When you're in a place of lack of creativity, it's hard to stick to your commitments, to the things that you said that you were going to do. Who here has ever experienced a cluttered brain fog mind? Comment cluttered mind if you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever walked into your closet and you are just like, I have no clothes. But the fact is that you have a ton of clothes. You have a ton of outfits that you can put together, but because that closet may not be cluttered, all of a sudden, may not be organized, and you can't easily go and find the things. All of a sudden, you're just like, you break down, you can't think anymore, and you're just like, I have no clothes. I have to go shop, or something like, I just need better outfits. I have nothing to wear. And I'm like, actually, I do have lots to wear. Okay. All right. So when you detox your space and you actually start creating this sanctuary where you begin feeling peace, and you welcome that peace, and something begins to shift. So before we dive in, I want you to remember the registration for Aligned and Anchored Coaching Certification. It is open right now. If you're even a little curious, drop Lean in the chat, because one of the things that I forgot to share with you is I have this pink box that goes in the mail for you when you do this, when you sign up for coaching with me for this next 12 weeks. And in that pink box, which I'll show you tomorrow, one of the things that I printed out for you is this body burn. It's a meal plan. It's specifically for weight loss. So you're going to get to a point after this where it actually becomes a lifestyle, something that you can start incorporating. What I love for you to get to is from just creating habits. Hey, Tori, from just creating habits to actually creating a rhythm. I want you to move out of creating habits to having a rhythm in your life where you can then feel like this is sustainable. I can do this. And it doesn't happen overnight. And what I found in my journey is that it's nice to have a guide. And this is actually how I started, how I did it. I just wanted to see, okay, like, what does this actually look like if I wanted to you know, get myself in shape. Like what would that look like for me? Oh, okay. Well, it does mean that I need to add to my plate things that I have not been eating so that it fuels my body, right? And so this is so good. This is so good. So I actually put this all together for you where it shows the breakfast, snacks, lunch. Now you don't have to follow this guide. It is really just for you to start understanding, okay, so if I was to build this rhythm, what would that look like for me? And that's my point. This is not a one size fits all. This is a, what have I not been adding to my plate? Or what swaps can I make so that I am fueling my body with the right foods? So I want to make sure that you know that that's here. Don't worry, Tori, I was actually having trouble with going live, so you're perfectly on time. Okay, all right, so that is that. I also wanted to show you this video, which I won't be able to show you unless I flip my camera, which I might be able to do as far as what we're going to talk about. So real quick, leaderboard. Okay. You guys are rising. Leaderboard changes every single day. So every single time you start posting or like doing your homework assignment. Okay. So by completing your homework assignment, you're going to get 5 points every single time. You get bonus 10 points if you actually share why you're excited to participate. We had a couple do that yesterday. And so you guys are rising up to the top. We have Renee Miller and we have Linda Day. Super excited for you guys. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you this because a lot of people may not know this, but if you actually take a screenshot on your phone, or if you're on your phone, or if you're on your desktop, just take your phone, turn around and take a selfie of you. If you post it on your stories and just tag me, Evelyn Tribble, just look for me, you're going to get some extra 20 points on there. Okay. All right. So just congratulations to those that are rising up to the top. So just a quick review on our prices before we get into the home detox, because I know you're excited about this. The number one, the winner is going to get the lean bioactive peptides. Okay. Hi. This is going to be fun. Thank you for hanging in with me. This is not going to look professional, but that's okay because we're not about perfection. We're about progress. And so you get to see how this is actually playing out in my life and how it can actually play out in your life. You don't have to have it all together, okay? All right, so the bioactive peptides, it's a 30-day supply. It's going to help you not only to reset your metabolism, but it's going to reduce that bloat, it's going to boost your energy. So that is going to be the number one winner. And the reason I wanted to share that is because I wanted to remind myself too, that in the Align and Anchored, this is what you're going to be getting in that program in there as well. As far as your mind, you're going to get a pink journal, blank journal, because I want you to track your health journey. I have mine and it's completely filled out. I have the exact same one, but it's completely filled out. Tomorrow I'll have to show it to you, okay? But I want you to track your health journey throughout this, your thoughts. I actually encourage you to write down 3 things that you're grateful for every single day. That's how we begin, okay? So, of course, in there, you're going to also get the 21 days of a brain detox plan. It's actually an ebook that I also print out and I put it in your box as well, okay? So those are just fun things that I just want you to know because I want to help you build this rhythm. Okay, the second one the second winner is going to get a special speaking engagement with my son Josiah, and who's 15 years old. And this is what I want to show you. Okay, so this is not going to look perfect, you guys. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can do this way. It's not going to look perfect, but I just want you to see this. Okay. All right, real quick. Hold on, because I can't share my screen and I'm going to make this happen regardless, because that's what it's all about, progress. So you're going to see my funny little screen in the back, okay? But I think I can do this way. Okay, this is my son. I just want you to see this really quick.
I'm Josiah. I'm from Fincastle Baptist Church in the United States in Virginia. I've really enjoyed the camp so far. The camp has been amazing. The staff are amazing. The music is amazing. The way they've set up the camp has been incredible to share Jesus and to make an impact.
Oh my goodness. Okay, isn't that awesome? Okay, so that's my son, and the reason I wanted to share this with you, you guys, is because I know he is such a cutie. So what I noticed in him, and this is why I want this to be one of the prizes, is that he can actually he's developing public speaking skills, and I didn't know that he was doing that. And so he started asking me for different ways to be able to, have a job. So he's been doing landscaping. He's done, he had a job over the summer, and I said, buddy, mommy does all these presentations. You can totally do this with me if you want. I can train you, and you can actually, I'll pay you. I'll pay you to do this. And so, that is one of the things that you will get as a gift, for our number 2 winner. Okay. He's going to go through and actually give you a home detox presentation. Now, I'm going to give you a quick little preview, and then we're going to get into, I have for you 3 ways, actually 5 ways I wrote down to create a sanctuary where you can actually welcome peace. Okay. And that's it. That's our topic. So, all right. I'm going to pretend that we're doing this presentation. Okay. And I'm just going to show you the little quick introduction. All right. Now I just want you to play with me. Comment play in, let's see, play on. Comment play on if you're ready. Okay. All right. Here goes. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Evelyn Tribble, and I'm going to be your Norwex consultant for the day, for the morning. Real quick show of hands, comment below never if you have never been to a Norwex party before. Thank you, Renee, for playing on. Okay, I'm just going to wait till this on. Thank you, Allison. All right, so comment never if you've never been to a Norwex party before. This is the moment when we just kind of wait for everybody. Okay. And then he goes on, and this is what he does. Okay. And this has been so much fun. He goes on and he's like, all right, for those of you that did not comment never, that means that you've been to a Norwex party before. And what I'm about to share with you, you totally can relate what I mean, okay? You're going to be like, yes. Okay, now for those of you that commented never, I see you, Yvonne, Renee, okay? You are in for a treat, but I have to forewarn you that by the end of the presentation today, you're going to want just about everything in that catalog. Actually, they have a name for this. It's called Norwexia. Yeah. It tends to last about a year, and then after that, it gets better. It is. It's so now for those of you that have been to a Norwex party before, I'm sure you can relate because you're just like, oh yes, totally. Okay. So we go on and it's super fun. There's 3 ways that you can, I can help you solve this issue. And one of them, of course, is making a purchase, and it's completely worth every dime that you spend. The second way is to invite your friends and people over, and have me and my son come over and do a presentation for you. We'll show you how to use the products that you've actually gotten so that you can get it out of the box right away. Doesn't help you, doesn't serve you if you don't get it out of the box. So you need to know how to use it properly, right? And then while we're at it, invite your friends and we'll teach them how to do it too, how to home detox. All right, 3rd way is to do what I did, and that's to consult. And he gets to share this because his perspective is a kid, and he's seen his mom do this, and his life has been transformed. So he gets to share this. And then he goes on and tells them, okay, we're going to go over the 3 ways to clean. Then we're going to share some prizes and give away some prizes. And then we will, wrap it up. Okay, so that's actually what he goes and he does. And he does this butter demo and he does this chicken demo. So if you've never experienced it, it's amazing. All right, thank you guys. Can you come here to the beach? I know, right? You're in North Carolina, aren't you? Ooh, that is quite tempting. Very tempting. I'll have to pull him out on one day. But maybe in the summer we can do that. That would be super fun. Totally. Let's plan it. Okay. All right. So, I just wanted to share that with you because I want you to see that the value of what we're about to talk about today. And that is this: how do you actually create a sanctuary for success? So thank you guys for playing with me. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to share with you 5 ways. So go ahead and take your workbook or your pen and paper, wherever you've been writing these notes. If you're watching the replay, #replay, 5 ways to create a sanctuary where peace is welcome. And this did not happen overnight, but it's something that you can start implementing today, okay? As you're going about your day and this week, as you go about this week. The number 1 way is clean air. Clean air. It is amazing. We cannot control the air that we breathe when we come out of the house, out of the home, but you can control the air that we breathe in our home. It's really powerful, actually. And so there's a lot of things that you can do. If you have allergies, you may not want to open up your windows, but obviously one of those things is opening up your windows. The other thing is you can add a few plants. There's specific plants that you can add into your home that actually purify. It pulls all the things, the pollutants from your air, and it gets just absorbed by the plant. Okay. The other thing you can do is use an air purifier. Those are huge. You can get smaller ones, bigger ones, but those are amazing because it's actually going to pull a lot of particles that come from your dust. And the reality is our dust has a lot of things in what creates a little dust bunny is a lot of things that are pulled from whatever you're using in the home. South Carolina. Renee, you're in South Carolina. That's right, not North Carolina. Yeah, snake plants. Yes. So that, I know what you're talking about. That is one of them, actually. Now, what I end up doing in the Aligned and Anchored program is I actually give you a recipe. So of all the ways that you can create this clean air. So it's like an ebook, okay? It's pretty cool. Because there's so much, I can't really I'm just giving you the highlights, all right? So fresh air, it clears, not only your lungs, but it's also your mind. So a quick story of mine and why this is so important is to me, and how I learned about this is, I wish I knew about this 20 years ago. Plus, my mom wishes that she had this. She was breathing the toxins every single day. She actually... I was 19 years old, and for years she had a cleaning business. And so you can relate, right? Every single day you're breathing in the toxic fragrances, okay, that come from the traditional general house cleaners, things that we grew up with. And she was breathing it day in and day out. Research now shares that when you're exposed to any form of these fragrances, of these harsh, ingredients on a daily basis, or even if you just clean your home once a week with them, all right, that it is actually equivalent for your lungs, how harmful it is, equivalent to smoking 20 cigarettes a day. 20 cigarettes a day. Now, I'm going to ask you, do you smoke? I'm not condemning anybody that does. Right? We're not here. There's no shame whatsoever. But you would say, no, I don't. Like, well, what are you using to clean your home? Because it is equivalent to smoking 20 cigarettes a day. That's how harmful it is for our lungs. Now, this is science, this is research. Back then, we didn't know it. And we weren't, our world, our earth hadn't gotten there. But this amazing company was seeing research and they were like, ooh, we need to do this. We need to jump on a solution for families. So mom ended up going, losing her liver, actually. She, and Renee, I think we were in contact around that time. Maybe, I don't know if you knew me back then. I was 19. I had probably gone already to college. So we met shortly after, right? I remember that. But so mom ended up going in, having a coma, went into, turns out that it was her liver had completely failed her. And we're so grateful, for the donor who donated her liver so that mom could stay alive. And so she's here today, and she has been the biggest advocate of when I found this. As a mom, years later, I had my third son, and one of them was developing asthma, and we're like, oh, what are we doing? That is Josiah. He's my 15-year-old who will now share his story of how mom learned a better way to clean our home so that he could breathe easier. So that is my story and my passion and how this came along. So clean air is huge, okay? Number 2, declutter surfaces. Declutter surfaces. So you can clear one counter today. And that is, and sometimes a closet is a little overwhelming. So just declutter one section of your closet. Don't try to go and do the whole thing, because that in itself is overwhelming, okay? Remember the whole habits thing? We want to do a little bit at a time. So maybe it's, just decluttering your desk space for today. Maybe it's decluttering your nightstand. So what ends up happening is when we can see clutter, it also will become a mental clutter. It's hard to focus. Have you noticed that? Yes. Yeah, yes. Okay. Yep. We met shortly after that, Renee. So decluttering your surface. Okay. All right. Number 3, you can swap out toxic cleaners. So I told you about the traditional toxic cleaners. Now there's 3 ways that we can clean. You can clean mechanically. And that's how I teach. That's what me and Josiah teach. Okay. Mechanically. You can clean chemically, and that's what we have been raised with traditionally with the general cleaners that we can find at the store. Or you can clean with steam. And you see a lot of that, like steam vacuums. Comment steam if you've ever used any form of steam cleaner for like your rugs or things like that. And that's typically where you see them the most. But it's hard to steam your whole kitchen. But like dishwasher, for example, when you open it, you can see that steam that is done at the end of a cycle, right? So comment steam if you're thinking, all my cleaning products are clean. Awesome. So that's the other thing that you can do is you can go on to the ewg.org website, and you can literally audit the cleaners. And so pull out the cleaners that you're using and look them up, ewg.org. And you can, it'll rate them for you. It'll specifically say, hey, this one gets a D, this one gets an A. And a lot of the things that, like I could go to the grocery store and find a lot of cleaners that say clean or all natural. Sadly, I have found that it's greenwashing. And that is where it states one thing, for it to be sold. But when you go and rate them, it actually will get a lower grade simply because of the ingredients in the fragrance. So fragrance is one of those ingredients that you can look in the back, and FDA does not require these companies to tell us what is in the fragrance. So what you end up having is a huge concoction of all of these chemicals that are actually harmful for us. So a lot of it is fragrances, okay? All right, so swapping toxic cleaners, I would say try enzyme-based cleaners. So the way we teach is mechanically, and that is with a cloth and water. And the difference between this cloth is it has the antibacterial agent. So anything that it comes into contact with, it's actually going to, at the, the biological, like at the small anatomical, it's what it's doing is it eats away bacteria. So it keeps it from growing. But enzyme cleaners are plant-based, and we do have those enzyme cleaners as well for like your toilet, right? The inside of the toilet, or hard water, or sometimes you have, like the oven, and that we have an oven cleaner. Sometimes you have mold that you have to deal with, right? So those are the things that you can't mechanically clean. So we encourage enzyme-based swaps, okay? All right, number 4, create a peace corner. This is huge, you guys. Where do you have your miracle morning? Comment miracle morning. Where's all my miracle morning watchers here? Okay, you most likely already have a place where you go in every single day and have this peace corner. This is the place where it might be your quiet time. It might be your journal time. It might be your prayer time. It might be, where you have a cozy blanket and, you drink a cup of tea, or just a warm drink. Whatever it is, that is your peace corner. And one of the things that my husband and I are currently doing is I have my own peace corner where I, have that, but we're trying to create one that we can both enjoy for like at the end of the day, like connection time, right? It is so important. And so it's actually I like to sit down and watch a movie. He likes to sit on the porch. So a compromise that we're beginning to do is, and I found some really cute rocking chairs. They're white. They're just so sweet. And we're going to get those for our porch. But I also want to get, in the wintertime, it get cold. And so we're going to put a little heater, right, where it could keep us warm. We can have a little blankie and just cozying up. And it's just our peace corner that we're creating for us to connect. So it's important to have one for you, and then for you and your loved ones. Like, how can you do that? Miracle morning. Yes. Okay, awesome. And then number 5 is setting a rhythm, not rules. Setting a rhythm, but not rules, okay? So here's what I'm talking about. You can create simple daily ways to reset your mind, and I've been giving you those, right? How do we reset our mind? Number 1 way is to name that waste. So, and then we can swap it out with truth, right? I encourage you looking up scripture in the Holy Bible, like that. You can even go to ChatGPT and say, hey, give me some verses in scripture that I can, recite, memorize, hold on to, write down, whatever, that deal with whatever it is that you really just want to swap out that lie, and just really hold on to time, truth, okay? But even little things like where you already say to yourself, I'm too busy. No. God has given me all the time that I need to complete what he's called me to do today, and asking yourself that. So whatever those daily resets are, you want to maintain making little swaps, little steps, so that it can become sustainable. Like today, my life wasn't perfect, right? But it was progress, because so far we're on day 3. Okay, so like we're doing it, yeah. Okay. What about if you decided to, in order to help your body sleep well, maybe you're going to up your bedtime by 20 minutes and taking that time to just kind of reset a few minutes, and kind of get ready and wind down for the day. What about that? Whatever it is, make it a rhythm, meaning it's going to be sustainable, not a rule where you get stressed, where you're finding yourself stressed out because you didn't complete it, right? Like that's not going to serve you. Or maybe it's a quick tidy of your workplace before you log off, right? So that the next day you come in and you can actually be focused. So these are just rhythms to free your mind from the constant to-do that the chatter that goes on in our brain. Okay. All right. So those are my 5. All right. So I am so glad, you guys, that you're here. Remember the homework. I can't share my screen at the moment, but I will post that. Check your emails because your name might be on top of the leaderboard, and I'll remind you of the different ways that you can also get in on the prizes. The 3rd prize, I just want to remind you, it is that one-on-one call with me. It's a free 30-minute. I guide you through whatever you want your rhythm to look like. So, we talk about what has worked for you in the past. We talk about where you would like to see yourself in the next 12 weeks. I ask you how committed you are, right, to the process, and to the progress that you're going to be making. Process, not like, we're not going to focus on the end goal, although we start out with the end goal and then we work backwards. But we're going to focus on that process, like understanding that this is your rhythm that you're building. And so I help you put this together. So that is the number 3 prize that you're going to get. Okay. All right. As far as the Align and Anchored program, comment, yay. Okay. Yes, please post the homework. Yep. I'm going to post the homework in the group, but I'm also going to send you it by email. All right. And then, so make sure you get that done. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about aligning, your faith and whatever your work is. So whether it's business outside the home or inside the home, how do you thrive without compromising? Because that's hard, because the world tells you to hustle, 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 do this, timelines, everything, you have timelines, you got to meet them. But how do we actually thrive in that environment without compromising? So we're going to talk about that. Yes, yeah, it is hard, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to call it out for what it is. So be ready, y'all. Be ready. All right. Thanks, you guys, for hopping on, and I had fun. Thank you for joining the conversation. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you are curious about the Align and moving forward and just building that sustainable rhythm, even past this week, just comment rhythm, and I will we'll just get on the phone and chat if the next 12 weeks is something that you would be fitting for you. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.